Yeah, I think it's very very key to point out at the beginning. We talked about this in the last episode about how we're basically trying to fight ignorance here, trying to bring up topics that need to be discussed that aren't discussed enough. And I think this topic especially is a really good point to bring this up. Is this guy who's some people believe an accredited podcaster, has thousands of views on YouTube, many followers, and says that this is a show where they're going to debate from many viewpoints, and they have basically 3 to 4 guys with similar viewpoints in terms of being alt right, and then have one guy from Britain who's not as involved in American politics as the designated liberal. Is that a fair fight in any way, Dom?
No, it's not. And not to mention, Sargon of Akkad he's just not smart, at least in this conversation.
I wouldn't go that far, but I would say that he definitely did not hold his own against.
Oh, I mean, I would totally agree with you there. So,
and I'm not gonna say that guy's not smart because he sounds eloquent. He definitely knows what he's talking about to some degree. But the things that he would bring up in his defense, like in times, were just completely irrelevant to what was being discussed.
yeah,
I think you said you wanted to bring up a quote that he said, about how he was like, I stopped paying attention. Do you have the quote down?
yeah. I don't have it specifically written down, but it's like it takes place from about the 60-minute mark to the 21-minute mark of the video on Andy Warski's channel. And basically, they're talking about group rights. And Sargon poses Spencer this question. Spencer goes on probably a 4-minute diatribe about why we need to live in the real world and why thinking about things in the way Sargon wants to think about things isn't pragmatic. And Sargon tries to butt in at some point. It sounds like he's actually trying to get a point in at this part. And Andy, the moderator of the debate, says, Spencer, let's try to get Sargon to have a word in. And it goes silent for like 5 seconds. And then Sargon's like, oh, I'm sorry. Am I allowed to speak? Spencer was just talking so much. And then he's like, yeah, but Spencer, I think I'd really like to know what your thoughts are on, and he says some other question. And Spencer, and like everyone who's not an idiot watching is like, wait, Sargon, you just tried to get in a point in for 4.5 minutes. Andy cut Spencer off to let you get in it. You ask Spencer a question, and Spencer's like, wait, are you I mean, I can answer that, but are you sure you don't want to respond? And he's like, yeah, well, I just sort of zoned out in the middle of that really long rant that you just went on. And Spencer, rightfully, honestly, is like, okay, well, it's not my fault that you couldn't pay attention for the whole thing. Like, this is the dedicated liberal. This is the left viewpoint that you have debating. Like, nah, sorry, dog. Like, I don't know if he was just nervous and he didn't know, or he's just outmatched or whatever, but this is embarrassing. Like, and Andy Warski has a responsibility, dude, to make sure that this doesn't happen. Like, he's just platforming Richard Spencer at this point. It's ridiculous that he markets himself as a free speech show, and this is what happens.
Yeah, completely. I mean, when I watched the video, that part actually, I remember laughing to myself. I was like, "Are you serious? Like you're in a dedicated debate show, and you can't hold the attention for more than 3 minutes." And it's not like he was talking. He was saying the same thing for 3.5, 4 minutes. Like, you could have easily made up your opinion about it within the first minute or 2 minutes and come up with a response. But instead, he completely ignores it and then deflects it to a completely different question. And they call him out on it immediately. I mean, immediately they call him and he's like, whoa, are you just deflecting the question? Why don't you try answering the questions I ask you?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just ridiculous that that's the one guy that they choose to represent the left viewpoint when you have 3-4 other guys who are all sharing the right viewpoint.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna say that this is a free speech show that is looking at problems from different angles, that's just ridiculous. That's just absolutely ridiculous that you're gonna have that.